Hey guys, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. In today's video, I'm going to be making a really fun project. I'm going to be making a Christmas sweater using Teckwrap Crafts heat transfer vinyl. So I have these really fun animal print HTV vinyls, and then I have these glitter HTV vinyls. So before we get started, I'm going to go over the different colors and patterns here, and then we'll go ahead and get started. So right here, I have black and white leopard print, which is so fun. Honestly, anything with animal print, I'm obsessed with. And all of these heat transfer vinyl rolls come in 12" by 10 feet. So you get quite a bit of vinyls to work with. And then I have this cheetah print, which is really fun because it has like this color gradient right here. So this is the cheetah print. And then I have tiger print, which I haven't unrolled yet, but I will do so I can show you guys what it looks like. So here's tiger print. And this would make a really funny, like Tiger King shirt. I don't know. What do you guys think? So here is tiger print, and then I have the leopard print. So this is black and white leopard, and then this is leopard. So really fun vinyls. And then I have these beautiful glitter vinyls. So I have red here, and these also come in a 10-foot roll, and they were a little bit tricky to find on the Teckwrap Craft website. I think I typed in glitter vinyl and I found it under glitter heat transfer vinyl rolls in various colors. So if you just click on that, if you click on the search button and just search glitter vinyl, just look for that. And then I have gold. And again, these come in 12" by 10-foot rolls. So for today's project, I'm going to be using the gold, the cheetah, and then the black and white leopard. So I'm also going to be using a weeding pen by Teckwrap Craft as well. So I'm going to be using this little weeding pen. Teckwrap Craft also sells tools. All of these you can purchase separately. You can purchase the pouch separately, the weeding pens, and then they have a scraper tool and tweezers that you can purchase. And anything that you buy on teckwrapcraft.com, use my code seapanda10 at checkout, and you'll get 10% off if you're interested in trying out any of their vinyls. And that's for any vinyls or tools on the website. Not just these ones specifically. So let's go ahead and get started with the Christmas sweater project. In Cricut Design Space, I have the design that I created on my canvas, and it's actually ready to go. It's ready to be cut. So from here I can click the Make It button, but I want to do a quick and beginner-friendly tutorial on this design. For those of you that are new to using your Cricut and new to using Cricut Design Space, or if you just want to see the different images that I used from Cricut Design Space and the font and everything. If not, and you just want to see the cut settings for the vinyl and then the application, you can certainly skip ahead. I will leave the timestamp down below for the next screen, which will be the Prepare Matte screen. But for those of you that want to see the tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So whenever I'm working on a new design, I like to create a template for sizing, and 9 times out of 10, I use the square shape as a template. So I'm just going to go up here and change the size to 10 by 10 inches. That's a good size for a t-shirt, for a large or extra large t-shirt or sweater. Even 9 by 9 is another one, another sizing guide that I use for t-shirts. You could also use Cricut templates that are already in Cricut Design Space. There's a ton of different templates that you could use. You can go up here and filter fashion and choose one of these if you want. But I rarely use the Cricut templates, and I, again, just use the square shape for most of my projects. So now that I have that, I'm going to go ahead and go over here to images, and I've already searched Christmas trees. So I'm going to select this tree and this tree. And now I'm going to search for a paw print. And I'm trying to figure out which one is the one that I used. Okay, this one, I believe. So I'm going to go ahead and add those to the canvas. So now I have my 3 images. So for this tree, I'm just going to drag this arrow button over to make it bigger. And then once I'm happy with the size, I'm going to right click and duplicate that. So there's my 2 trees on the outside. And then for this tree, I really like the tree, but I want to swap out the star and put in the paw print on the top. So what I'm going to do is resize this paw print to be about roughly the same size as the star. But if you click on this image, you can see over here in the layers panel that you can't ungroup it. It's already welded together. So to fix that, what you're going to do is just select a shape, and I'm going to select the square shape. And I'm going to drag it over that star and try to get as close to the top as possible. So right there is good. So now that I have my square over that star, I'm going to drag over with my mouse over the square and the Christmas tree. Then I'm going to go back to the layers panel on the bottom. You'll see the slice button, and you're going to click slice. And so basically what that does, it's kind of like a cookie cutter, so it cuts it out. So now I have those 3 layers cut out. I can go ahead and get rid of them. And now I can put my paw print on the top of my Christmas tree. And to weld these together, just like the star was welded to it, you can drag over both of them and then click the weld button. And so now I have my Christmas tree with the paw print on the top, which is super cute. Okay, so now I'm going to change the color of this Christmas tree to gold. That's just the closest color to the gold glitter vinyl that I'm going to be using. For the Christmas trees, there's not going to be a paw print material color. I'm sorry, not a paw print, a animal print material color over here. So it doesn't really matter what colors that I choose as long as they're different, because I am using 2 different animal print vinyl. So for this tree, I'm just going to choose green. And then for this tree, I'm just going to choose brown. So again, it doesn't really matter what colors that you select from the material color button, as long as you know what colors that you're going to use. So now I'm going to go ahead and add some text. So I'm just going to click the text button. And I'm going to type Merry Pommes. I'm going to drag it over, size it, and then I'm going to change the color to gold on this as well, because I want my Christmas tree in the center and my words to be that same gold vinyl. So what I'm going to do to weld these together, because I want them to be positioned when I cut them so that I don't have to go back and position them later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to the layers panel, and I'm going to select the words, and then holding down my control button, I'm also going to select the Christmas tree, and then I'm going to click weld. So what that does is it just welds those 2 pieces together in place. And then these 2 trees, I'm not going to do that because they are going to be 2 different vinyl colors. And that's it for this design. Super easy to do. So that's it for this design. Super easy to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete this because I have already made it over here. So now I'm going to click the Make It button. And before I go any further, I'm going to go on to each cut mat screen, and then I'm going to select the mirror on button. This is very important whenever you're working with any sort of iron-on project. You want to mirror your image, because if you don't, when you go to iron on your vinyl, it's actually going to show it backwards. So I like to get in the habit of doing that as the first thing I do on this screen. So now I'm going to go ahead and click continue. So now I'm in the set base material screen. And so I'm just going to click on browse all materials. Now, the first time you do this, there's not going to be a Teckwrap material in here. You have to custom add it to the material settings. So you would just click this material settings button down here. And then here you can see all of these different materials, and you can see the cut pressure. And you can actually edit them. So I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom. I have already added Teckwrap vinyls in here as custom materials. So that's why they are in mine already. So right here, I already have a few of them added. So to add a new material or a custom material, what you would do is just click this add new material button. You would name it, and then after you click save, you can adjust the cut pressure setting. Now for the Teckwrap vinyl, I found that the best setting for my Cricut maker, where is it at? QRST. So for the Teckwrap HTV, I found that the cut setting was best at 145. And then for the glitter, I found the best pressure setting was 165. And I could edit again that here. I definitely recommend doing a test cut whenever you're working with any sort of new vinyl, so that you don't waste your vinyl. So that's just the pressure settings that I have found that works best on my Cricut maker. It's also going to depend on your blade sharpness. If you're using a brand new blade, your pressure might be a little bit lower. So just keep that in mind. So now that I've kind of touched on that, I can go ahead and select the material. So for the first cut, I am going to be using that Teckwrap HTV setting. And then when I get to cut number 2, I'm going to be using the glitter HTV setting. And then when I get to the third cut, I'm going to go back to the Teckwrap HTV. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. Click done. And so now I'm going to take you guys over and show you how I load the vinyl onto the mat. Whenever you're working with heat transfer vinyl, you're going to want to place it pattern side down or shiny side down. So I'm going to go ahead and place this down, and you can leave your vinyl on the roll, or you can just cut out what you need, which is what I've done here. You just want to make sure that your vinyl is covering the cut area on the cut mat screen. So again, I'm going to place this patterned vinyl down, pattern side down, and then for the glitter vinyl, it might be kind of hard to tell, but you want to place the shiny side down. So one side will be dull and then the other will be shiny. So just always remember that when working with heat transfer vinyl, pattern side down or shiny side down. So I'm going to go ahead and load this into my Cricut, and then I will do cut 2 and cut 3. All right, so now that my 3 pieces are cut out, I'm going to go ahead and begin weeding them, which should be pretty quick. So I'm just going to take my weeding pen and kind of poke one corner and then just begin peeling at an angle. And I love peeling vinyl. It's like my favorite pastime. There's just something very relaxing about it. And what I love most about Teckwrap vinyls is that they are super easy to weed. They weed like butter. Even the glitter vinyl weeds very easily, which is usually a nightmare for me, is weeding glitter vinyl. But Teckwrap's glitter vinyl is just, I don't know, it weeds, again, just like butter. It's so easy to weed. So I'm just going to start peeling that. You can see that it's just coming up effortlessly. Usually with other glitter vinyl brands, I have to sit here and struggle. So this is gonna be so cute. Can't wait. All my trash away. So now I can go back and get in these letters. And usually I like to work from the inside out with, especially with letters, but with glitter vinyl, I find it's easier to peel the outside or the perimeter away first and then go back and do the letters, because glitter vinyl can be kind of hard to see the lines. So that's why I like to do it this way. So there's my glitter vinyl, super easy. Now my last piece, again, I'm just going to kind of grab the corner like that, and then peel. Oops, there we go. All right, so now I have my 3 pieces ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and preheat my Easy Press, and then I'll begin applying these to my sweater. All right, so I have my sweater down on my Easy Press mat, and I just picked this up at Walmart, I think for like $5. It's the Time and True brand. And this is a cotton poly blend. So I'm going to try 300 degrees for 30 seconds for the patterned vinyl, and then I think I'm going to bump it up to 315, 320 for the glitter vinyl, because it does need a little bit more heat. But I've never used this vinyl on a cotton poly blend. I've used it on a canvas, or was it polyester tote bag. So I'm interested to see how this is going to turn out with those settings. So to start, I'm just going to take my Easy Press and kind of iron out the wrinkles. And I get asked a lot if you can use a regular household iron with HTV vinyls. You can, but depending on how big your design is, it just might take a little bit longer to press your design, because you want to press at an even pressure and you want to make sure that your iron is up to temperature. So I'm just going to kind of preheat this for 5 to 10 seconds. And when lining up my designs, I just like to use like the 4-finger method. So I'll usually like take 4 fingers like this. Sorry, I have to stand up. 4 fingers like this, and then that's where the top of my design will be at. And some people like to use like a ruler. I don't have time for that. I'm really impatient, so I just use the 4-finger method. And then because I'm doing 2 different presses and the glitter is going to be on top, I need to do my patterned vinyl first. So to basically layer this correctly and make sure everything's lined up, I'm just going to kind of place this down like so and figure out the placement. And then once I figure that out, I'm going to use my heat tape and tape those down in place. All right, so that took a little bit longer than I wanted it to, but I have my trees, my first leopard print trees down for the first press. So I'm going to take a piece of Teflon sheet and cover this. And I mean, I could go directly on top of this. I don't really like to do that. So I'm gonna press it for 30 seconds at 300 and see how that does. And I'm going to apply firm pressure. All right, so now I'm just gonna let that cool off, and I'm gonna do a cool peel because that is pretty hot. So I'm gonna go ahead and wait for that to cool off. All right, so my vinyl is pretty cool to the touch. So I'm going to check it slowly and see how it did. And it looks like it did really good. Okay, so I'm just kind of like holding it down, kind of like the same way I would peel like the transfer tape off of vinyl. Okay, super cute. Let's take this one off, kind of do the same thing because you just don't want to rip it off because it is vinyl. Okay. Okay, that is so cute. All right, so now I have my easy press set to 315 degrees for 30 seconds. So I'm going to try that out for this glitter vinyl and see how that does. And so now I'm just going to layer this right on top like that. Okay. And this is going to lay pretty flat, so I don't need to use my heat tape. So now I'm just going to go ahead and press this at 315 for 30 seconds and see if that temperature is good. Okay, so you saw that I was moving my heat press around, and that's because the plates weren't big enough to cover the whole design, and I didn't want to do a third press because every time you do a press on like heat transfer vinyls with layers, you actually kind of shrink the vinyl, and I don't want to shrink it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and peel this off slowly. And hopefully I got, it looks like that setting at 315 was perfect for the glitter. 315 for 30 seconds was perfect. All right, you guys, so here is how my project turned out. I think it's so cute. I can't wait to wear this. And the vinyl feels so smooth. Even the glitter vinyl, it just feels really smooth. There's no curling on the edges of the design, which is really nice. Even the letters, they're all nice and flat. So you guys will have to let me know what you think down in the comment section down below. Give me a thumbs up if this video was helpful for you. And again, if you want to try out any of these vinyls on Teckwrap.com, you can use my code SEAPANDA10 at checkout for 10% off these vinyls or any other vinyls on Teckwrapcraft.com. So until my next video, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.
Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the windows in the rain is pouring, it will always be Christmas in my